Welcome back to Cinemax Recap. Today I will show you an action, adventure, sci-fi film from 2011, titled Captain America, The First Avenger. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. In 2011, researchers inside the Arctic Circle discover the buried wreckage of a massive, wing-formed aircraft. While investigating the aircraft's indoors, the researchers discover a frozen, round object with a red, white and blue motif. In March 1942, Hydra forces led through Johann Schmidt invade a stone church in Tonsberg, Norway, seeking a mysterious cosmic artifact known as the Tesseract, which possesses untold powers. Upon coming across the proper Tesseract, Schmidt has the church keeper who guarded it killed, along with all and sundry else in the village. In 1943, Steve Rogers is yet again rejected for army obligation at the battlefields of World War II, no matter making a couple of tries at specific enlistment workplaces, due to his frail bodily appearance and severe health troubles. While attending Stark Expo with Bucky Barnes, Rogers tries to enlist again. After overhearing Rogers' communication with Barnes about trying to help inside the conflict, Abraham Erskine allows Rogers to enlist as a candidate of Project Rebirth, an exquisite soldier experiment being carried out by means of the Strategic Scientific Reserve under the supervision of Erskine, Chester Phillips, and Peggy Carter. During fundamental training, Phillips is unconvinced through Erskine's claims that Rogers is the right man or woman for the procedure, but relents after seeing Rogers devote an act of self-sacrificing bravery. The nighttime earlier than the remedy, Erskine exhibits to Rogers that Schmidt underwent a less-than-perfect version of the procedure and suffered terrible facet outcomes because of his internal ambition for electricity and obsession with becoming an advanced man. However, he reassures Rogers that he selected him due to the fact he believed Rogers changed into an inherently correct guy and one that, because he have been weak his entire existence, would no longer lose respect for the power he would benefit. Back in Europe, Schmidt and Arnim Zola, the usage of considered one of his machines, efficaciously harness the energies of the Tesseract, proceeding to apply the strength to gas Zola's inventions. Meanwhile, Schmidt, having discovered Erskine's location, dispatches a murderer to kill him. In New York City, Erskine subjects Rogers to the exquisite soldier treatment, setting him in a special chamber where he is injected with the super soldier serum and dosed with Vita rays. Rogers emerges from the chamber taller and with a more advantageous physique. After witnessing the achievement of the experiment, one of the attendees reveals himself to be Schmidt's murderer, Heinz Kruger, who shoots Erskine, killing him. Kruger grabs the closing vial of the super soldier serum and escapes the ability into the streets of New York. Rogers runs after Kruger, using his new strength and stamina to run down Kruger's vehicle taking walks. Despite trying to escape in a submarine, Rogers manages to seize Kruger. However, the vial of super soldier serum is damaged inside the manor and the murderer at once commits suicide through cyanide tablet before he may be interrogated for information. With Erskine useless and the splendid soldier formulation misplaced, the SSR is ordered to sign up for the battle and interact Hydra without delay. However, Phillips comes to a decision to depart Rogers behind and permits scientists to take a look at him and try and rediscover Erskine's system. Senator Brandt processes Rogers and as a substitute offers him the risk to tour the state for the USO to sell warfare donations, the use of his image because the strong, best soldier as an image for the general public to rally behind, which Rogers accepts. During his paintings for the USO, Rogers carry out in scripted stage indicates as the superstar spangled individual, Captain America. As Rogers maintains traveling across the U.S.A., Captain America gains tremendous popularity among the public, main to increasingly more problematic suggests as well as making appearances in film strips, comic books, and other memorabilia. Although Rogers is happy to be contributing towards the conflict effort, he grows increasing weary of being paraded round whilst no longer being capable of have an extra direct role along those actively fighting. Meanwhile, Schmidt unveils his new Tesseract-powered weaponry to 3 Nazi officers dispatched to supervise his operation, but makes use of the weapon to kill the officers once they understand that Germany is among a list of Schmidt's supposed targets. Schmidt uses this second to declare his secession from the Third Reich, claiming that Hydra could grow no further in Adolf Hitler's shadow and could now observe his agenda. Hydra persevered to siphon electricity from the Tesseract, the use of the saved power to create a ramification of weapons and incorporated it into a variety of cars and different generation, giving the faction the potential to end up a main risk to the war, the front, and the arena at Massive. While on tour in Italy appearing for energetic servicemen, in addition to encountering his colleagues from the SSR, Rogers learns that Barnes' unit turned into Lost in a warfare in opposition to Hydra. Despite Philip's insistence at the futility of the situation, Rogers refuses to agree with that Barnes is lifeless and will become determined to mount a solo rescue strive, receiving assist from Carter and Howard Stark, who fly him behind enemy traces. Rogers manages to sneak into HYDRA's major factory, in which he reveals and frees maximum of the captive soldiers who begin a riot and begin escape, wherein he being operated on. Schmidt, seeing the prisoners escaping and Rogers moving through the power, sets the factory to self-destruct to cover HYDRA's operations and evacuate to another facility. As the building starts off evolved to detonate, Schmidt confronts Rogers on a high catwalk where he makes mild of his similarities to Rogers following their mutual use of the awesome soldier serum. Schmidt expresses his belief that they have risen above the visage of normal humans before revealing his face to be a mask, casting off it to show the red, skull-like face that earned him the sobriquet, the Red Skull. Schmidt and Zola make their breakout at the same time as Rogers leads Barnes to the roof, wherein they each slightly manipulate to break out the manufacturing facility themselves before regrouping with the escaped squaddies and marching lower back to base. Following the liberation of the Allied prisoners, Rogers profits his advanced offices appreciate and acknowledgement as a soldier and is given high rank and the danger to fight as Captain America, as a key parent at the struggle front opposing Hydra immediately. Rogers recruits Barnes, Dum Dum Dugan, Gabe Jones, Jim Morita, James Montgomery Falsworth and Jacques Dernier as his non-public crew of Howling Commandos to take out the opposite known Hydra operations. Howard Stark clothing Rogers with superior gadget, along with a long-lasting, custom fight uniform and a round shield made from vibranium. For the next 2 years, Rogers and his Howling Commandos lead a sturdy offensive, sabotaging numerous Hydra operations, a great deal to Schmidt's frustration. In 1945, the team later attacks a train sporting Zola. Rogers and Barnes have interaction in a combat with the infantrymen on the Educate, in the course of which Barnes falls from the Educate to his apparent death, even as Jones locates Zola on the train and captures him. Rogers is deeply suffering from the loss of his first-class buddy and is satisfied via Carter to use his sorrow as motivation to place and give up to Hydra for good. Using data extracted from Zola, the final Hydra stronghold is placed and Rogers leads an assault to stop Schmidt from using guns of mass destruction on the United States. Rogers climbs aboard the Valkyrie, HYDRA's massive aircraft bomber, as it takes to the air. During the subsequent combat, a machine containing the Tesseract is damaged. Schmidt physically handles the Tesseract, which opens a wormhole into area, sucking him into it in shiny light. The dice falls to the floor, burning via the aircraft and falling into the ocean. Seeing no way to land the aircraft without the chance of detonating its guns, Rogers as an alternative crashes it at the Arctic shelf while making a sorrowful goodbye to Carter, creating a promise to take her dancing, understanding he could by no means be capable of make the date. Stark later recovers the Tesseract from the ocean floor, however is not able to locate Rogers' body or Schmidt's aircraft. Rogers awakens in a 1940s fashion clinic room. Deducing from an anachronistic radio broadcast that he changed into out of place, he flees out of doors into what is revealed to be present-day Times Square, where Nick Fury tells him he has been asleep for nearly 70 years. Stunned through this revelation, Rogers' best reaction is that he had a date. 12 months later, Fury techniques Rogers, featuring a project with international ramifications.